We're here with head coach Terry Horan. It's come down to a 2-game schedule.
Yeah.
Win and you give yourself a chance to get into the NCAA playoffs, but it's 2 big games, Bethel and St. Olaf. Before we get talking about that, let's go back, talk about the Hamline. Another win on the road. You guys are now 4-0 on the road. And another great first start. You scored on your first possession. Do you guys do anything differently to talk about that when in the huddles before the game? Talk about getting off to a great start?
I think it's something we always preach about. I mean, I think every coach in the country talks about getting out of the gates early and get off to a great start. Just kind of gives you confidence for the rest of the game. And we were able to do it again. You know, Mike Dunham did a fantastic job at leading our offense. He was the player of the game, and he's had a fantastic year. And closing in on a record as well, and so a lot of good things were happening, and it was a good win for us. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but it was a good win, and never apologize for ugly wins. That's for sure. It's a win.
Another thing we haven't talked about a lot in our previews is your defense, your ability to get sacks. You guys lead the league in sacks. Once again, you had a couple more on Saturday against Hamline. Do you guys do anything differently this year as far as putting pressure on the quarterback?
I just think it's just another year of our guys in our system. I mean, you look across the board, most of these guys played quite a bit for us. We're in the same defense. We're personnel-wise, like I said, we're the same. I mean, you look at where we're at right now compared to where we're going to be next year even. I mean, we got 10 of our 11 starters back. So, I mean, it's a defense that has been growing over the last few years. I just think it's that they're more seasoned.
Once again, you have a little bit of a breakdown in the kick return game for the second time in the past 3 weeks. That you gave up a kick return for a touchdown. Any concerns going forward and how you deal with that?
Well, you look at, Bethel's always does a very good job within their specialty units. They've got, I believe, the leading kickoff returner at the Carboy, and for us, we gave up a kickoff return, but we had 3 guys there, able to make a play, and we just didn't do it, and I just think, those things, that's kind of mental, and it's just you going down and making a play, and we just didn't make a play. And their kid, give him credit, he got through 3 guys, and then he was off to the races. So, I mean, if we make that play, it's a great stop for us, because the throwback did not fake us out at all. So it's just one of those things that you don't really talk about it. You just try to get better, and it's certainly an area we've got to be really well honed in come Saturday.
You talk about Bethel now. Let's move forward. Another big test, and now you get them at home, where you've had some great games with Bethel through the years. What's going to be the key offensively against the Royals?
It's staying on the field. Yeah, no question about it. I mean, they're a very good football team. Steve Johnson's been around the block a few times and then some, and he's done a great job with that program. And taking it over when he took it over, and to climb them out of the cellar, and now they're a team that's a team to be reckoned with each and every year. And they've got a good chunk of those guys back from a team that went to the national semifinals. And I happened to have a chance to watch that game live out at Mount Union, and they competed really well with those guys. So, to answer your question, is that we got to stay on the field. I mean, our offense needs to stay on the field and keep their rushing attack off the field. But it's really interesting when you look at the statistics. I mean, offensively, defensively, we're about as even as you can come. This can be a great matchup.
What's going to be one of the phases that could be the key in the game?
Turnovers. Team that can hang on to the football is going to be a team, I think, that's going to have the success, and I think special teams too, setting up good field positions. So, it's certainly we need to have our A game in that phase.
Finally, it's Senior Day. It's the last regular season home game for your seniors. Kind of a special time. You guys do anything special as far as in the locker room or beforehand as you guys prepare for their final game?
Well, we want to try to make it as just a normal game for these guys, although they know it's their last time of playing their regular season game on the Jake, and there have been 4 great years and a lot of time spent out there, especially the last 2 years with all our practices are on the Jake. We're going to introduce all of our seniors prior to the game. We're going to have their parents come down at halftime and introduce the parents. And these guys are a special group of kids. And boy, anytime you can go through a program, it doesn't matter what sport it is, and you finish 4 years, that's something pretty special. And these guys are really close.
Good luck on Senior Day.
Thank you.